Joining me right now, Bullseye Brief founder and author Adam Johnson and James Freeman from the Wall Street Journal editorial page. Well, you know, Senator Hatch was right. Orrin Hatch was right. It's not correct to say that this is not going to hurt the wealthy because, in fact, Adam Johnson, it is going to hurt anybody who earns a lot of money. They're going to be paying more in tax. Why can't the Democrats understand that?
Well, you know, it's talking points after talking points. And, you know, if you torture the numbers long enough, they'll tell you the story that you want to hear. And the Democrats are really holding on very tight to this notion that if you look at incomes between $20,000 and $30,000, they might actually pay more. Trish, give me a break. A $10,000 window. I mean, that's absurdity number one. Absurdity number two, the people who are paying the most taxes, the high earners, aren't getting nearly the break in percentage terms that the regular guys are going to get.
And let's not forget, the high earners are the ones that are actually paying the tax. There, take a look at the graphic. Look at this, everyone. Top 10%. The top 10% earners in America, they pay 71% of all the federal income tax money our government collects. And do we have the other graphic? Do we have that ready to show people as well? I'm glad, because this is the bottom 50%. How do you like that? They pay 2.75, not even 3% of the total income tax collected.
So, you know,
James Freeman, this tells me we need, if we're going to have a tax cut, we should be giving it to the people that pay it. And for the Democrats to be out there saying, oh, this is just once again a giveaway to the rich, doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's really a tax cut for everybody. If you look at, you mentioned the Joint Committee on Taxation numbers through 2019's tax cuts across the board, every income level. As you get beyond that, 2021, 23, 25, middle class tax cuts every year. So there's big benefit here. But the heart of this plan that I think is going to benefit everybody is that cut in the corporate rate, making us competitive with the rest of the world. A lot of research showing that when you cut corporate tax rates, companies invest more. What that does is it lifts productivity, which means workers make more money. And that's really the goal here, to get us out of kind of the slow growth Obama era into a faster growth era with more opportunity.
Yeah, understandably. And hey, if nothing else, let's at least be competitive with Canada.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, the idea that Canada has lower corporate taxes, that's mind-boggling to me, Adam. Yet I once again want to point out that this is not perfect, and there are things in there that I don't like. For example,
let's hear it.
You got the government picking winners and losers, and one of the winners in all this is a commercial real estate investor, because they're able to take depreciation expenses much faster, much larger expenses sooner.
Yes.
And so
under the House proposal.
Yeah,
yes.
Why is the real estate investor given preference over, say, just the normal investor in the stock market?
Well, actually, what they really did was just accelerate. It had been like 50 years, and they reduced it to 36 years. So you still take a long time to depreciate the value of the real estate. So they gave all those real estate guys a little bit of a break. But the issue is that they put it in there because, quote unquote, Donald Trump is a real estate guy.
Well, I don't like that. I don't like the optics of that at all. And you know what else I don't like, James?
What?
I don't like the fact that they're giving the fat cats on Wall Street, those private equity guys, the ability to still treat their income, and it is income, as investment. They didn't even touch that. And you know what? The president campaigned on that.
Well, I'm not sure that's going to survive the final bill, but I think it really it is reasonably considered investment income, because this is money they don't make if the investment doesn't do well.
They still make 2%, James. You know that. They take their income of 2%, and then, yes, they have but it's not their money they're investing. Do not forget that. It's not theirs. You know what? We can debate this from here to Sunday. You're not going to convince me on that one.
Well,
it is not their money. They haven't paid any tax on it. They aren't investing it. They are taking their clients' money, and they are investing that. And then they are taking a portion of their clients' money. To me, that's income. But we don't need to go down that path. Let's get back to Adam for a second.
All right.
Here, does this actually, in your view, help the middle class? Hurt the middle class? What is the upshot going to be for
There is a huge
economy?
help to the middle class, because the income brackets are going up. The income brackets are going down, and the deductions are going up. That is good for middle America. And I'll tell you, the one thing that really upsets me is how blind people are to the fact that it's good to lower corporate income taxes, because corporate profits pay taxes twice. So if you're trying to make the argument that you're actually disadvantaging pass-throughs and individuals by lowering corporate taxes, you're wrong. Every dollar of corporate tax, Trish, pays a dollar at the corporate level and then again at the personal level. So you know what? Let's lower corporate taxes. Let's lower pass-through taxes. Let's lower middle-income taxes. We're doing all three. People who don't get that just somehow they just don't get it.
Well, James, there are many Democrats that don't get it. Is it because they don't get it or because there's a political reason not to get it?
Well, certainly there's a big political incentive for especially people who worked in the Obama administration who have been saying for years that America just can't grow any faster. There's a big political incentive for them not to have this plan go through because this has been kind of the excuse for why the economy didn't grow faster during the last decade, that we've hit some kind of weird new normal where it's just not possible anymore to create the kind of opportunities we used to. So I think a lot of economic reputations are at stake here. If the plan goes through and we start seeing this 3% annual growth become a trend, become a longer-term trend than it has been this year, I think it's embarrassing for you. You think of that Obama economic team, starting with Harvard economist Larry Summers, lots of other people. They've been telling us the old American economic jobs machine won't work anymore. And what if it does?
Well, there you go. What if it does? Well, it
it's
means
a disaster for the Dems.
A problem for their political careers, I guess. But, James, I guess what also frustrates me about this whole process is you start to see how the sausage is made and how increasingly ungovernable we almost are becoming, because it's not clear that this thing's even going to get through the Senate.
I think it's going to get through, and I'm actually enjoying seeing the sausage being made because it's turning out maybe a little better than we might have thought. This inclusion of the Obamacare mandate repeal, another $300+ billion in tax cuts we didn't think were going to happen. So I'm actually optimistic.
You're optimistic. You know,
yeah,
Adam's
I think it happens,
optimistic
and it's better than we might have thought.
You think it will?
Yeah, I really do. I think there's so much grandstanding right now, whether it's a Bob Corker, whether it's a Ron Johnson. And by the way, Ron Johnson, again, let me explain to you the corporate tax thing. Give me a call anytime. Happy to discuss that. It's grandstanding. It's guys like Ron Johnson who are trying to look as though they're standing up for the little guy when all they're really doing is just trying to paint their own picture.
I mean, you've also got, hey, Senator Collins, here's the graphic, right?
Yeah.
You get all these people on the GOP side completely
the usual suspects,
undecided.
Trish. Yeah.
And, you know, this thing flew through the House, James, but it's getting, once again, a la repeal and replace, bogged down in none other than the Senate.
It takes some time. This is kind of what the Senate does, and some of those faces on the screen we just saw there can be kind of unpredictable. But I think you can see a path to satisfy all these people, certainly with Senator Johnson, if the so-called S-Corps proprietorships get a lower rate, he's probably fine. I think even if he doesn't get that, when he looks at the whole package, I would hope he would see the growth benefits for the whole economy. But
what do you think happens with state and local?
I don't really see that sticking around. It doesn't make any sense for the federal government to reward states that have high taxes. And, of course, here in New York City and also in New Jersey, voters just overwhelmingly voted for high taxes. So maybe they should get the government they want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's gone. State and local is gone, both in the House and the Senate bill. It's gone.
All right, it's going to make it tough in the Northeast.
Yep.
Adam, James, thank you so much.